Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Now guys, let's take a look at the gold market. As we have said yesterday, this Harley market will stay in the same quality for the long period. I mean, this consolidation and choppy reaction is probably something will push market in one or other direction. And yesterday, when we have talked on this possible breakout out from the high wave pattern, that was extremely important, and in fact this was the cornerstone of our analysis in the short-term charts. As you can see today, it's how this setups is really important. So at the first glance, when you take a look at the 4-hour time frame chart, imagine that we do not have this one, as we have seen this on Friday. Some candle, what's important with it? Nothing interesting. So what will happen? What to watch for? How to analyze this really choppy, messy action? It's very difficult. But when you know the quality of the high wave patterns, especially when they forms on Friday, that could really give you more information, and that's really important tool. And take a look what has happened really. Yesterday's market has failed to pass through it here, so return it back down, and we said here market is forming some consolidation. This upward breakout could happen because very often before the breakout market forms the consolidation right below the level, and that really has happened on the retail sales. On retail sales release, that was really poor, and that has added fuel on this action, led market to continue move to the upside. Now what we have, also it's interesting that take a look at these dashed lines. That's in fact the range of this high wave pattern. And the classical approach to such sort of the breakouts suggests you could even treat it as a rule of thumb. If market will fail to pass through some range here, return right back down and shows the breakout in opposite direction, usually it moves double side of the range in the direction of the breakout. So you can see that really has happened, and market has hit. So I could even show you. That's the range, so you can see it. Counted first. That's the cloned line of this one. Counted second. So you can see double range of the distance break into the upside. So what we could expect right now, because this one already has happened. Well, as momentum to the upside was really significant, and we suggest that it really could bring some shifts in the sentiment of the investors, and we think that commitment of traders report could show some real changes, since even on the last week we said that the traders have started to shift the positions and some positions, and that really could shift the sentiment. If this really will happen, this in turn could lead not to some just some retracement based on the closing of some positions, but the inflow of the investors, the inflow of the money, could really change the situation on the long-term charts. And that's particularly the moment that we need to watch for closely. The SPDR fund, the COT report, that's our major points that we will be looking for, watching for, to understand whether this action lead to some shifts in the sentiment. Meantime, on the short-term perspective, the impulse action here is really significant, and that momentum probably is still here. That's why the next logical target stands at 1227. That's the 127 butterfly target, as you can see. That's also 1618 extension of inner ABC bottom pattern, and probably market will reach it. But this level will be extremely important, because if you take a look at the daily chart, you'll see that 1270, 1215 is that 1227 stands already above the major resistance around monthly pivot resistance 1. And if market will move above the monthly pivot resistance 1, this will tell us that's not just retracement on the long-term bear trend. Because if this would be a retracement, the pivot resistance one should hold it. If it will not do this, it means that it's not just retracement. But why it's so important? Why this level is so important for us? Because if you'll take a look at the weekly chart, guys, you will see that the breakout through this area, 1224, will erase all the bearish grabbers that have been formed here. In fact, it will erase all the patterns. I will show you. It will erase bearish grabbers that has been formed, and take a look, trend will shift bullish. That's very significant. Besides, it could bring this butterfly. It's 30, 50 area approximately. It's really significant action. It's really drastically could shift the situation on the monthly and weekly chart. That's important. But as I said, first we should get the confidence. We should be sure that really some shifts in the sentiment is going on here. If we do not see any increasing of the net long position, speculators' net long position on the investors and the COT report, this will be very fragile action, and probably it will fail as soon with the same speed as it has started. That's why the shifting of the sentiment is the cornerstone, is the major point in the current action. If it will be confirmed, it's really by the reports, FTC report, that's great. That really will shift the sentiment on the daily chart, on the monthly chart, on the weekly chart. And in this case, we relatively safe could take the long position here. If we will not get the confirmation from the FTC report, well, that will be a really warning factor for this action, and it's increase the chance that it will not be able to pass through the major resistance. Anyway, currently today, tomorrow, we have the great impulse to the upside, and probably the market will reach this area, and later we will see what will happen.